Welcome back. The UAE's financial markets are closed today. Trading will resume on Sunday, so let's now take a look at the various currencies, followed by the price of oil and commodities. US stocks fell on Friday as a weak jobs report dashed optimism that the economy was emerging from a soft patch, leaving investors to hope the earnings season would revive an appetite for buying. Despite the day's drop, the three major US stock indexes ended higher for the week. The Dow advanced 0.6%, while the S&P 500 rose 0.3% and the Nasdaq gained 1.6%. President Barack Obama cited the gloomy jobs report as one more reason lawmakers must strike a deal soon to raise the US debt limit, saying the impasse was fueling uncertainty within financial markets and in the business sector. The $9.6 billion deal of the New York Stock Exchange's sale to Germany's Deutsche Börse is getting the backing of majority of NYSE Euronext shareholders, according to a preliminary vote. Investors of the Deutsche Börse have until Wednesday of the coming week to cast their vote, which needs 75% approval to pass. The tie-up between the two exchanges came amid a flurry of cross-border merger announcements in the sector earlier this year. The European Central Bank has raised interest rates for the second time this year in a bid to cool inflation in the Eurozone, despite the debt crisis in Greece. Inflation is higher than the ECB's target, prompting a raise in rates for the second time this year by 0.25% to 1.50%. The hike will mean higher borrowing costs and will put banks in Greece and other indebted countries under more pressure. ECB President Jean-Claude Trichet promised to maintain liquidity despite ratings agency Moody's downgrading Lisbon's debt status to junk. Trichet also offered to help Portugal and that he was still confident Eurozone governments can solve Greece's debt crisis without triggering a default credit rating.
We have decided to suspend the application of the minimum credit rating threshold in the collateral eligibility requirements for the purpose of Eurosystem credit operations in the case of marketable debt instruments issued or guaranteed by the Portuguese government. This suspension will be maintained under further notice.
German Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle called for an independent ratings agency to be created for the European Union on Friday. He stated that current discussions show the need for neutral ratings agencies in Europe, which rate the financial markets without bias and which will apply the same expert standards worldwide. He said that it must be independent and neutral, but above all, it must evaluate the situation on the financial markets impartially. Irish Foreign Minister Eamon Gilmore said he shared Westerwelle's opinion that things need to change.
It is somehow odd that we can have a situation where the European Union Commission, the European Central Bank, the IMF can all affirm that progress is being made in a country and that rating agencies, which are essentially private bodies, can offer opinions about the progress that a sovereign state is making purely on the basis of sentiment. And I think that that is one of the areas that collectively we need to look at in Europe to find a way in which the standing of countries and the creditworthiness of countries can be assessed on a more realistic and on a more factual basis than is clearly happening at the moment.
And up next, we have the day's sports news, so stay with us.